I was born to fish. I'm obsessed about being the complete angler. As a fishing journalist and photographer, I go to the greatest lengths to get the shot. Join me as I travel the world in search of fishing heaven. Barra! Oh, barra!
Oh, yeah!
It's the one thing I wanted to do more than anything. Oh, until I hooked up.
Wetting a line with some of the best fishers on the planet.
Absolute cracker, mate.
Oh, yeah! The monster!
In fishing, you have your good days and you have your bad days.
Oh!
This is the ultimate fishing bucket list.
Except I'm fighting something bigger than a bucket.
Fishing is much more than just catching fish.
Butterfingers.
It's about sharing the adventure with your mates.
This has given a whole new meaning to fishing with mates.
I'm Al McGlashan, and this is Fishing with Mates.
Woohoo!
This week, strap yourselves in for a pirate fishing adventure on the high seas. Yes, it's Fishing with Mates meets Gilligan's Island. As we head into uncharted waters off the coast of Indonesia. As usual, there'll be plenty of tears and triumphs as we take on the mighty giant trevally.
Winning the battle so far.
Join us on this incredible adventure as we explore new fishing grounds and become one with our fishing gods. On this trip, I'm joined by my good mate, Mark Dunphy from Shimano, as well as some old mates from Darwin. We're heading to Roti Island, which is the southernmost tip of Indonesia. Getting to Roti Island, it's a logistical nightmare. First, you've got to take a big plane all the way to Bali. Then you take a medium-sized plane from Bali to Kupang. Then you get on a little plane and go to Roti. But you know what? As soon as you get here, this place is magic. It's awesome.
Good to finally meet you. Absolute pleasure.
I'm meeting up with Steve Travier. Now, Steve runs an umbrella now, which is a beautiful resort that specialises in fishing and surfing adventures. But he's got something really special for us. He's got a mothership, and we're going out to some uncharted, unexplored islands that I hear the fish have never, ever seen a lure. I'm expecting a beautiful, big catamaran, you know, fancy-looking boat. Oh, no. This is a traditional Indonesian sailing boat. This boat looked like it was straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, I've stayed in a lot of motherships over the years, but the timber work on this boat brought it to a whole new level. The staterooms were absolutely magnificent. So this pirate ship is called Carpe Diem, which means seize the moment. And when it comes to fishing, that is exactly what I'm going to do.
Well, we're taking off from the west end of West Timor, Roti Island, heading towards Little Dana, which is out in the middle of nowhere.
So the plan is to head 70 miles west of Roti Island to a couple of small outer islands.
So we're realistically the first guys you know that have ever sport fished on there properly. And I'm not talking putting a few lines out behind your yacht. That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
This is proper fishing.
Yeah, we're probably the first that have done this on this area.
Steve reckons that there's GTs, giant trevally there, and we're hoping for big ones, really big ones. The next morning, we woke to Little Dana Island. And I tell you what, we're amped to go fishing.
Everyone, just make yourself comfortable. We've got about a 50-metre run to our spot, and it's looking like it's going to be a great morning.
I'm absolutely hanging. The problem is, this island's uncharted, so there's no charts to show you the drop-offs or edges, because for GTs, giant trevally, you've got to find those drop-offs. So we're literally driving blind, and we're trying to pick any ledges, any pinnacles, anything that'll hold fish.
We're in 8 metres. We're just coming up to the island. The island obviously comes out of the water, and I've got some waves and that breaking through here and hope for the best.
So it's almost like you're exploring untouched grounds and you don't know what's going to happen. You know, you're hoping for big GTs or you're hoping for this, but realistically, it could be anything. things start a little bit slow, but then out of the blue, yep, he's on. Oh, that's it. Mel's up the front, he's getting railed by fish, and then down the back, Angelo hooks up. Yep. Beautiful. I'll get you guys holding him with that morning light for a photo. There you go.
Beautiful colours, eh?
Yeah. Technically the first man to boat a fish.
Yep.
You want to get hold of him?
Yeah, sure.
You got him. Hold him tight.
Angelo catches a bluefin trevally. And these guys have got to be one of the prettiest of the trevally clan. They don't grow as big as GTs, but with those beautiful iridescent blue spots down the back, they're magic. You can eat them, but you know what? They're probably good to be let go too. The technique we use to catch GTs, there's two. One is to cast poppers. Now, a popper's a loud, noisy thing that splashes on the surface. And GTs get attracted by the attention, the commotion. The other technique is a stick bait.
So this emulates a bait fish swimming through the water, and it literally swims through on the top, about 1.5 feet under the water. And when you stop it, it's weighted at the back here, so it actually stops in the water and sinks like this. So the nose sits pretty well level with the top of the water. So fish come up from underneath and literally launch into the lure.
The trick is to use the two together. So some guys were casting poppers, others casting stick baits. And their response is instantaneous. Oh, here we go. Come on, baby. Have a look at that for a bluefin.
Angelo's on.
I think it's a taro, a GT. Hit the water, smashed it, then let it go, then came back and nailed it.
There's something about GTs. Giant trevally are such beautiful fish because they're so mean. They fight so hard, they just drag you to your knees, and that's why they've got such a cult following right around the world.
Well done, Ange.
Oh, well done. Well done, mate. That's a good GT. What a beautiful fish, eh? They're just pure power, eh?
Unbelievable, so strong, huh?
The way they crunch it, you're like, yeah, come on.
My God, full lock and he's taken line, unbelievable.
Things pretty much quietened down. But then, all of a sudden, it was on again. I've cast my popper in, my little halco, and kaboom! It looked like a car bonnet had just dropped on top of my lure. Mate, it looked like a GT, but it's been up on top, eh? Just go forward, left hand down a touch. Just slowly. He's a good one, that one. So we've got the fish right at the boat. We're about to grab the leader. Suddenly the boat reverses up. Just out of gear. Out of gear. Oh, shit, you're in the gear. Hell. And my fish has gone under the boat. I can't see it. I'm trying to get it out with the rod. Get your gear on quick, man. You can cut him out for me. And then I've got that sickening feeling that you can feel the line rubbing down through the props, over the hull. I'm in trouble. Can you get him out of the gear? Yeah, I just want to see if he's unwrapped me. Mitch, he's straight in the water. He's dived underneath. I know, freestyle here. He starts untangling my line from the prop. He's got it out. I thought, there's a chance, you know. He's out. There we go. Put some pressure on the fish, started to lift it up. Oh, he's gone, busted off. And the line's just snapped. It's rubbed through on the prop already. As soon as I put pressure on it, it's all over. Nah, it's busted off. Hell. Ah. You know what? You think you've won the war. You've got this fish. You've got through all the hard stuff. You've got him at the boat. And then one tiny little mishap like that, and you just end up with your pants around your ankles.
Good fish, man.
Yeah, frustrating.
It is, but that's why you keep coming back.
After losing that GT, we headed back to the pirate ship because I needed a bit of quiet time. But then we were back out, and this time it was for redemption. But it didn't last long. Oh, yep. Straight away, the bust-offs continued.
Bitten off.
Have a look at that, just smashed me through the reef in there. What do we have to do to land one of these fish? My complete angler tackle store, all my gear is on the bottom of the ocean swimming away.
Down to my last rooster puppy. I brought 4 of these. I thought that'd be all right. And it's only the first morning, and this is the last one.
So when you're fishing or chasing big GTs, you need to make sure you upsize your tackle. So that goes from everything from lures to hooks to swivels to hard rings to split rings to obviously your reels, your line, your rods. They're just brutal, absolute brutal on gear and on yourself. A bit of bait there.
Oh, yeah.
The bait's scattered right through. Yep. Ah, little. We're fishing almost lock-up drag. You can take a few wraps and you can hardly pull line off the reel. But as soon as you hook these things, it's just smoking. Winning the battle so far. Yep, through the reef. Got me in the reef. Strong little thing. You need as much pressure as you can do, in my opinion. The boat to help you where you can, and then a hell of a lot of luck. Yeah, nice fish.
Good one, eh?
Not a big one, but he's still so strong.
All these massive GTs we caught, and you kept the littlest one.
It's the only one I could stop.
It took Mark to finally break the drought and get a GT. Wasn't a monster, but you know what? Things were turning in our favour.
See you, mate.
Yep. Oh, my popper just disappeared in the explosion.
That is smoking.
Oh, come on, you...
Go, go, go.
I've leaned back on the rod. I'm holding on with dear life. Left hand out.
Quick, go.
And I got this fish out of the reef.
He's done everything right so far. He's come out into the depths, hasn't he, you know? This will be your longest battle so far, isn't it, Al?
I love the support crew. This is your longest fight. I've actually stayed attached.
All I could think as it was coming up to the boat is don't go underneath the boat. Don't go underneath the boat. We got up beside the boat and it was a proper fish.
He's a good one.
Yes, boys.
He's a good one.
Woohoo! Getting that fish into the boat, you know the relief you feel and the excitement. It's finally awesome to succeed.
Finally, mate.
And that's something
finally.
GTs do to you. Wasn't my biggest one, but it was still a mighty fine fish.
Absolute cracker, mate. You've on the new Oshia too. So
Yeah.
you've nailed it on the right gear for the job.
24, 25, 20, 26.
26?
26 we call it.
I think Al was maybe he might have got the biggest fish, but one thing I know, he definitely lost the most amount of lures.
There he goes. Woohoo! How good's that?
Nice to get a few points going our way in the afternoon session.
How good does it feel to finally catch one of the damn things? Bloody beautiful.
I reckon we go and try and repeat it, eh?
I reckon we're going to get a bigger one.
Good fish.
Better one?
Good fish.
Oh, I'm going to jump in and join him.
So he dumps on again. He's got another fish and it looks like a good one.
He now knows where he wants to go too.
But instead of casting to go for a double hookup, I thought, bugger this, I'm jumping in. Time to go underwater.
He knew what he wanted. He now knows where he wants to go too. And it ain't into the boat.
In my job, catching the fish is just only a small part of it. A crucial part is getting in the water and getting those shots. So shooting that image underwater for cover shots for magazines around the world, that is imperative that I get. And you know what? I reckon I love that more than catching them sometimes.
I think Al's enjoying himself.
It's really cool seeing the fish from above, you know, GTs, but getting in and actually swimming with them, man, they are such awesome fish. You know, they lean on their side and they use that full body just against the poor old rod, against the angler, but being there swimming with them gives you a whole new appreciation.
So this morning's editions was a pretty poor attempt at landing fish. All we could do was hook them and lose them. And at least this afternoon, we've got a couple into the boat.
Mate, that was cool as, eh? And then when he swam off, as he's going, he's looking at me. I'm trying to get down because I've got no bloody light on. And so I'm going down, pushing to get down. I'm like, oh, going, and he's looking. You can see him going, what the hell is that?
Do you know what? There's only one way to celebrate that. Let's head back to the pirate ship for well-earned beer. The next day, we awoke to a whole new island, Radjura, which is about 18 miles away from Little Dana. Well, I'm itching to go fishing. My Darwin mates, they had other ideas.
Good morning, everyone. Here we are on Carpe Diem in the middle of the, what's the sea here?
Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean. This morning we're going to do a mixture of Tai Chi and yoga.
Yoga and McGlashan? They do not go together, not with this body.
Grab your ball, go over to your left. The energy ball around. Now remember, this is the energy ball. This has got the GT. This has got the GT.
Oh,
the energy ball.
like that then.
Feel that energy.
Does this work for trout?
Don't forget to breathe.
There were body parts going everywhere. Wasn't really pretty at my end, I'll tell you.
All together. One big breath.
Oh, GT.
This yoga stuff, it was working. I was channeling all that energy, all that force.
Oh, you meant to keep going.
That's it.
All right, I'll keep going.
One on. That's it.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Let's go fishing.
On the way out, I was feeling relaxed from that yoga class. I had the GT force. The energy was in. And you know what? I was all zenned out. I couldn't catch a bloody thing. So it was all quiet until...
Yeah, you're on. Good fish.
Yoga master
you're right.
Mal hooks up on the bow.
Just let
And
me
all
know.
you hear is this screaming reel. I look up, he's railed out, or he's doing the downward dog. I couldn't quite tell what was going on for a minute.
Not a lot of talking here. There's a bit of grunting.
A lot of grunting.
Even one wind. It's better than nothing.
As long as you get the head up a little bit, that's
That's it, and wind down.
As soon as he sees Al,
He's all right.
he thinks this is going to be a dangerous moment.
All right, come on, Mal. Into it.
I pretty well thought there was not going to be any good fish come up. But,
surface explosion.
we
Hey,
certainly,
I saw
yeah,
the boil.
just all of a sudden, bang, it hit, and it was on.
Wow, mate, what a fish.
And what a fight. That was an incredible fight, that. Had me puffing and grunting and couldn't say anything while I was catching it.
First time we've seen another boat for the last couple of days, and judging by their gear, I'm pretty sure, in fact I can guarantee, that these fish have never seen one of these. So casting in against the edge, you know, you're casting right into the danger zone, near the surf. There's fish there, but getting them's really hard. But I couldn't resist. So I fired straight in there, casting, one bloop of that little popper. Oh, yep. And I tell you what, it looked like someone dropped a car on it. I was hooked up, and I was in serious, serious trouble. Come on. Oh, yep. So I've got this fish, I'm hooked up, I'm leaning into it, I'm trying to stop it. You don't stop these fish, you just don't. You can try, even with the boat going out, I just got completely toweled up in the reef. Ugh, done him. Pulled the hooks. It's another lure donated to the fish gods. God, how long did he bite it for? So as the day went on, things got pretty tough. We're still getting the bites, we're just not connecting to them. But you know what? In fishing, the one thing you got to do, just keep casting and casting. The longer you fish, the more you catch. And all of a sudden, it was on for young and old.
Yeah. Good fish, first out.
I was just dragging the popper back over the water and absolutely got monstered by this GT. Hungry as you like.
Nice work, mate.
I'm utterly convinced it's the yoga. My first real attempt at yoga, and this is what's happened. If this doesn't convert you, nothing will.
While Dougie was praising his newfound yoga gods, then up the front, Dumford hooked up again.
Oh, look what we got here. New species, bass.
So red bass, they're a lugenid. They're the same as black bass, the finger mark. They're a tough, tough fish to catch.
Yeah, no, it's nice to get red bass, first one for the trip, but I'd rather a GT.
Me too.
But still, new species.
That's it, tick him off the box.
As the day was coming to an end, so too was our Indonesian pirate adventure. But I was determined to catch one more GT.
Oh, there's a GT! Oh.
Suddenly, the rod comes alive in my hands, and I've got him on. I'm hooked up.
I don't know what the hell it was, eh?
So this fish fought a little bit differently.
It's a real strange bite, that one.
And when it came up, it's jet black.
Look how black he is.
It's a GT, but it is absolutely jet black. 20 kilos of black, I tell ya.
Oh, that's a black one. But he crunched it well and truly. You do the yoga and look what it does for you. You catch black GTs.
That's it, mate. Beautiful fish.
Off he goes. Look at him, he's like, where am I?
This pirate fishing adventure is like no other. You know, you're fishing unexplored waters where these fish have never actually seen a sport fishing lure or anything that we use. We caught some big GTs, we lost some monsters, we donated way too many lures to the fish gods. And if there's one thing I can suggest is get on to Steve from Nambrala now and go fishing with your mates.
Inhale, upward facing dog.
Lock your knees into the back of your triceps.
Keep looking up to see what I'm meant to be doing, though. It's not...
And then you move forward.
Oh, shit.
Energy, bring the energy ball around.
Mine's much bigger than everyone else's.
Here we go. Oh.
Beautiful.
I don't know if beautiful's the word I'd use for it.
Namaste.